Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for getting on and watching our broadcast. My name is Nikki Nicole. I am the CEO and founder of the Diva Speak. I'm glad that you guys are part of our community. Glad that you're here today to learn more about how to grow your business, how to scale it, and things that you should do and shouldn't do in regards to your business. So a little bit about me prior to getting started for my business for myself. I was a high school student. Prior to getting started in business for myself, I was a high school student working in corporate America as a legal aid legal file clerk, working with a lot of attorneys in a law firm. And after working there for 3 to 4 years in high school, there was a lot of whole corporate climate going on, meaning, every winter break, every summer break, every vacation, every recess, whatever break that we had in school, what I noticed was I would magically get fired, right? Out of the blue, no reason, and then turn around when the break is over, I'll be called to come back to work. So this went on and off for about 3 to 4 years. And after, by the time I hit 17 years old, I asked the manager, what was going on? Why is it that, around spring break or winter break or Christmas break or summer break, I will get fired. And then you guys will, call me back and say, hey, we need you to come back when the break was over. And what I learned was my manager at the time, she would find an excuse or come up with some BS reason to get rid of me. So that way during the winter break or the summer break or whatever vacation break we were in high school, she would bring on her nieces and her nephews and her cousins and her siblings to try to take over the position. And because they bombed so bad, people was asking about me because I actually got work done. I was actually a high school student who had good work ethics, that did the work that was given to me. And it was simple work like filing papers, photocopying, shredding paper, delivering packages, organizing files. It wasn't nothing really like rocket science, but to a typical teenager, most teenagers don't even want to clean their room. They don't even want to take out the garbage. You know what I'm saying? So for you to work in a corporate climate for an actual paycheck, that is foreign to them, especially if they're not used to having responsibility. That was the reason I kept getting fired and rehired in high school with that job. And experiencing that, I was thinking like, I can't work in a field where, people can just make up stuff about you to get rid of you from your position, all just because they want to bring somebody else on board, or all because they want, somebody else to be in your position, or they have a problem with you, and people can just do it, without no question. And I didn't want nobody to control my income like that growing up. So I made the decision at 17 years old to go into business for myself and start my own business. I had the goal of being an entrepreneur, because it's like, if I have my own business, I have a say on how much I can make or when I can work and how I can work, right? So that's the perk of being in business. And that's why a lot of people strive and have the appeal of being an entrepreneur. So I did the typical thing, went to college, got a degree in business administration and marketing, got an associate's degree. I worked in corporate America. I'm not working in corporate America. I worked in the marketing field for over 10 years with different marketing companies, from T-Mobile, NASCAR, Sprint, a lot of people. I can't even list them right now. So, Citibank, Chase, I worked with a lot of corporations. I worked with Snapple. I also did a lot of businesses where we did promotion and marketing in the field. We did promotion and marketing events. We put together production events. We did a lot of trade shows and conventions. We did a lot of pop-up shops. So I got a lot of my experience in regards to marketing and promoting and advertising to consumers by working in the field. So fast forward, I got, went to college. I started working in direct sales. And my experience with direct sales was I was the number one seller in my corporation. I was the number one recruiter. I did $36,000 in sales in 30 days. So I was the number one highest selling consultant within the whole entire company. And it's like over like 1 million consultants in that business. I was number 3 in sales at our annual convention. Out of my whole entire sales area, it was about like 2,000 consultants, and I was the number 3 in sales. So I was good at selling, and it wasn't that I was a good salesperson. I was good at listening to people and giving them what they asked for, and then working with them if, money was an issue or time was an issue, because, other factors that people don't think about. So working in direct sales, this is where I got most of my business coaching training from, because at that time, my recruiter, my director wasn't helping me. there was a lot of sabotaging and backstabbing and gossiping going on. Nobody was really working with me, so I had to figure it out on my own. And I had no problem figuring it out on my own. But what I had a problem with was people trying to stop me making my money or stop me running my business. And that's where I had an issue with. So I had no choice but to learn how to run the business, work with my team, recruit the team, get the customers, do customer service and all that fun stuff. So after working in direct sales, my business got embezzled. I had to leave because my director was stealing recruits from me, and she was chasing away customers, and she was chasing away team members, doing petty, stupid stuff, saying, oh, well, don't listen to Nikki. I'm your director, BS. And it's like, it got to the point where, I had to leave. I had like over 30 something recruits, and I had to leave them all and start over from scratch with another business because I got sick and tired of the foolishness. I chose to go in business for myself. Excuse me. I chose to go into business for myself. I didn't even charge my laptop. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is live and unedited. I don't believe in editing videos right now. I want to show you that you can do this too. So I left the direct sales company because I didn't want to deal with the corporate climate. People backstabbing, gossiping, lies, and slander, all to just try to bring you down. So in that industry, that's how I learned to become a business coach. Fast forward, I decided to offer my coaching services to like a small group of people. So I made training manuals, with my information on how to, recruit your team, how to work with your team, how to get them to sell your products. Because we'll get in the direct sales business and people don't want to sell. They don't want to work. And you're like, why did you sign up? So I did that for a couple years. And I did over like $30,000 in sales, selling my training manuals and my workbooks. And I did that just exclusively having a Facebook page and a Square account, and I share this with you so you can understand that you don't have to have like a fancy website. You don't have to have like all the gadgets and gizmos and this and this and this and this and this. It's just simple, easy, find out what the customers want and give it to them. So I did that, and then I ended up starting my own fitness company in New York City area. Yes, God. So I started teaching fitness classes mainly because I needed to get in shape. I'm not out, but I have no problem dancing and, having a good time. So I got a few certifications in the dance fitness industry to teach classes, so I can get paid to work out because I was motivated by money, so I didn't want to work out, but if you paid me to work out, I would do it, so that's how that started. And I invested in a dance fitness company by the name of Vixen Workout, and I completely got scammed out of my money with that business opportunity. And if it wasn't that I just got scammed, it was the fact that I got attacked, harassed, terrorized, threatened, made death threats, all this fun, crazy stuff. I had to take people to court, end up on a Dr. Phil show, end up on local news, to let the world know that this corporation is scamming people, and they're not advertising what they say they're advertising. And the reason that it got so bad and nasty with that business opportunity is because I didn't want to sit back and be quiet. I wasn't this time. I've been, people took advantage of me in the past, and people lied and cheated and deceived. And, sometimes people try to test you or try to take advantage of you, or they try to, double talk or talk fast, or, talk in a circle, and you question them. They want to give you some BS answers. Sometimes you play dumb just to in the conversation because it's not going nowhere. And I've done that in the past. Like, I pretended to be dumb, so you think you got the wool over my eyes, but I got my eye on you, right? And fast forward, it came out that my suspicions was right. So with this particular situation, because I wasn't quiet, I wasn't silent, I took it to the news, I took it to the media, I took it online, I made a whole YouTube channel about it, I went on social media, because people have the right to know what's going on behind the scenes before they invest their money. And it got real nasty. I took them to court, I won, things like that. This was like 3 years ago, but as of 2018 today, this the by the name of Janet Jones is still harassing me, still terrorizing me. She's sending her social media fans to attack me. And it's like, move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? And out of that situation, I made the decision to start offering my coaching program and my trainings to the public. And it's not that, yeah, I got scammed out of $10,000. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Let's be 100%. If it was like 100,000, I mean not 100,000. If it was like $1,000 or a couple $100 here and there, you can walk away from that. But the mere fact that this person violated, not only stole money from me, but they also, basically, posting my home address to people, started making cyberbullying pages about me and all these nasty, disgusting things to try to stop me from working my business, stop me from growing my business, stop me from existing. And, and it's just extra for no reason. And this company is still offering fitness certifications to the public. And because of this, excuse me, I made the decision to become a business and offer my services to the public. I was always a business coach already with my network marketing company, so this isn't something new to me. But I decided to offer my training and my insight and to give people insider information as to the good, bad, and ugly side of business to help avoid other people from being scammed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, to being taken advantage of, to being bamboozled and duped, and have their time and money, energy, resources wasted because somebody want to play them like a fool, like play them like a fiddle. So out of that situation, the Diva Speak was born, and then I offered other online courses and webinars and ebooks and things like that. And I decided to offer it to the public, to everybody, because at the end of the day, you become an entrepreneur because you want to be in business for yourself. You're an entrepreneur because you want to have a better life for yourself, a better, finances for yourself. You want to give your family, a different corporate climate. You want to, live in a different neighborhood. You want to give people what you didn't have, or you want to upgrade what you currently have. And this is why people become entrepreneurs. So here we are, fast forward. We're going to talk about today's lesson. That's just a quick background about me. I just wanted to let you guys know, that I've been through some crap, and I'm sharing online what to look out for. I'm sharing with people what to expect so they can be prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially from these setbacks and, heartbreaks and, these lies and these scams out here. So that way you can be better equipped with the tools to have true success in your business. So now for today's lesson, yes, God. Today we're going to talk more about end of the month recap, how to predict your future, and how to double your sales. So here we are today. Today is the last day of January, end of the month. And what I tell people, that you need to have an idea as to what you did for the month. So I tell people every month that you should create a recap report for yourself. Recap report is basically, it tracks your stats, your results, your sales, whatever you did in the current month. You write it down on a sheet of paper. So you grab a sheet of paper and you just write down what you did for the month, and you have one sheet of paper, one or two, for each individual month. So similar to like almost like a credit report, but not so much. But you know how the credit report keeps tracks of what you did for the month, what bills you paid, what bills you didn't pay, what bills you signed up for, what bills you, are in collection. They keep a report month to month and they update it. Similar to like a bank statement, they give you the recap report as to all the transactions for the month. So what a recap report for your business is, just basically a sheet of paper that shows you at a glance what you did for the month and your results. So we're going to break down exactly what you should be tracking on the last day of your month, and how you're going to use that to predict the future for the next 12 months, 11 months, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we get so caught up in just doing activities just to do it, just to get results, that we don't sit down and reflect on what we did. Excuse me, I got a sore throat. I got this dry cough going on. So sometimes we just do things just to do it and hope we get success. And that's great as a brand new entrepreneur at the beginning. But what you're going to have to sit down and do is you're going to have to sit down and you're going to have a plan of action. You got to have a strategic plan as to exactly what you have to do in order to repeat the results. Because yes, we can post things on social media. We can do this event. We can do this expo. We can collab with this person. We can run this ad. And yes, we may get success. We may get sales. But can you repeat that over and over and over again? And that's what the recap report comes in. The recap report is going to help you identify exactly what areas in your business you need to focus your time and energy on, and what areas in your business you either need to delegate or to eliminate. So let's go back to what we talked about. What a recap report is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a spreadsheet that you can just download. So just look out if you follow us on Instagram. You can follow us at the Diva Speak on Instagram, on Facebook, same thing. You can go ahead and send us an email at diva@thedivaspeak.com and ask for the recap report spreadsheet, because I'm going to create it tonight and I'm going to post the link up. So if you're watching the replay, just message us. If you're watching the live stream, send us a DM at the end, so that way you can get access to this form and you don't have to create one for yourself. So I'm going to go over what exactly you should have on your recap report. So what you can do is, first, number one, grab a blank sheet of paper. This ain't blank. This got my notes on it. But you want to grab a blank sheet of paper. Number two, you're going to write at the top the month and year. So we're in January. So you're going to put January 2018 on the top of your paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to do that every single month. On the last day of every month, what you're going to do is do a recap report for your results for each individual month. So that way you can visually see what you did made money, so you can do more of it, and what you did that didn't make money, so you can stop. Because we get so caught up as entrepreneurs flying by the seat of our pants, just doing whatever comes up and pop up, and we doing this and running here and posting this and emailing this, and oh yeah, I gotta do this. And we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle that we forget to sit down, breathe, recap, and kind of look at our results. So on your recap report, first thing you're going to do is you're going to write the total month sales. So all the sales that you got for the month, you're going to put month to date, which is MTD, and you're going to put the total sales that you made per month. You need to write down the sales. Don't worry about, you can include the taxes if you want to, or if you could put that separately. But you got to put down how much sales you made, how much money you made. Don't worry about the expenses. Don't worry about the credit card processing fees. That's separate. But I want you to write down exactly how much money you made. So that way, let's say 6 months from now, your highest month was January. So you want to figure out, how can I repeat that? You can glance at your recap report and see exactly what you did, so you can repeat the process again, or maybe double the results. Starting to make sense? So you're going to write the month-to-date sales. Next line, you're going to add your total expenses. So all the expenses you paid for your business, for the internet, your phone, maybe you bought new equipment, maybe you have a subscription or a membership program that you're part of, that you're getting webinar software. Maybe you have online courses, you have to pay for that processor. Maybe you're using Sam Card, you have to pay for that, or the email opt-in, email automation account that you have. Maybe you have ConvertKit or MailChimp or MailerLite. You have to pay for that. Maybe your website domain, you pay for your website domain. How much does your website cost? Some of your websites has a monthly payment plan. Some offer you a one-time payment for the year. It's up to you on how you did that. But you have to know exactly how much your business expenses are. So you have to write down your monthly total sales and your monthly business expenses. Now that you have those two written down, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to subtract your expenses from your total sales. I'm going to repeat that again. You're going to have your month-to-date sales that you did for this month. You're going to have your expenses that you did for this month. And you're going to subtract expenses from your sales. Now, you're going to figure out whether or not you're in one of three places. You either in one, in a negative, means you lost money. You spent more than you made. Number two, you broke even. You made enough money just to cover your business expenses. Or three, you're in the green or the black, whatever they call. Most people call it the black, meaning you're in a positive. So you're either three, you're in the black, which means you made enough money to cover your expenses, and then you have enough money extra left over for a profit. So you have to determine, with your current expenses and your sales, are you in the red, are you in the black, are you break even? Did you make money? Did you lose money? Or did you break even? This is important to know as an entrepreneur in your current business. Because if you don't know whether or not you're making money or you're losing money, what's going to happen is you're going to end up keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then you're going to find out you're really struggling and you got to use your credit card and your personal sales. I mean, you got to use your credit card to pay for your business expenses. You got to use the personal expenses to pay for your business. You got to borrow money, and then you got to get loans and grants, and you start hemorrhaging money without really figuring out exactly what you need to do to generate a consistent profit. So in your recap report, you need to write your total sales for the month. Number 2, you're going to write your total expenses for the month. And number 3, you're going to divide your expenses. You're going to subtract your expenses with your sales. And you're going to figure out whether you're in 1 of 3 places. Whether you're in the red, you lost money. You're in the positive, you made money. Or you're neutral, you broke even. You made just enough money with your sales to cover your business expenses. This is important to know because this is how you determine whether or not what you're doing is working or not working. You have to be strategic as an entrepreneur and see what you're doing and if it's working. Because otherwise, you're going to end up broke, you're going to end up struggling, you're going to quit, you're going to be like, you know what, I can't take this, I'm not making any money, I'm spending money, and then you're going to get discouraged. And if you get discouraged, you're going to quit, you know what I'm saying? You came into this business to be an entrepreneur, to be self-employed, to start your own business because because it's something you needed to fulfill in your life. And without the necessary tools, because maybe you don't have the resources to hire a business coach, or maybe you don't have the resources to hire to help you out with things, you're kind of in the DIY state right now. And that's why things like this and live streams like this is designed here to help you in your DIY state. So that way you can focus your time and energy on what's going to generate a profit. And once you generate a profit, then you can repeat the process. And once you repeat the process, then you can hire help or you can delegate tasks to other people so you can free up your time, Go back to the recap report. So now you determine whether you broke even or you didn't break even, or, you either broke even, you made a profit, or you lost money. Boom. Now, the 4th part of the recap report is we're going to look at your customer sales. I want you to make a list of how many new orders did you get for the month, just for this month. We're talking about the month that we're in. This is something that you need to do at the end of each month. Make your recap report and see what you're doing, what's going on. So you're going to write down how many sales you got. So how many transactions did you have? And out of those transactions, how many were new customers and how many were returning customers? And this is where it's important. You have to make a list of how many sales you got for the month. And then you're going to break that into 2 categories. Out of that total sales, so if your sales was 10, out of the 10, how many were new and how many were returning? Now, depending on what payment processor you use, you can kind of see if the person's a returning customer or they're brand new. You never seen them or saw the name ever in your life. So depending on what you're using, I know with SamCart, you can see, you can click on somebody's name and it shows you all their transactions. Not SamCart. Yeah, I think SamCart too. SamCart and Stripe, if I'm not mistaken. You can click on a customer's name and you can see all their transactions in one profile. So depending on what payment processor you're using, with Square, you can't. Yeah, I think you can. I'm not sure. I gotta check. I haven't checked with Square. I usually recognize most of the names. So I don't really look at the report. But I believe with Square, you can check to see if the customer's new or returning. If not, you can just easily search their name in the customer list and just, see if the name pops up again. I know for sure you can do that. What other payment processors? PayPal. I think PayPal have to manually check. I'm not 100% sure if you can check by clicking the person's name and it shows you all the list of their transactions. But I know for sure if you do a search for their email address in the transaction history on PayPal, you can see, if their name pops up again. So you might have to do a little bit of manual work here on your end to figure out how many were new and how many were returning. But I'm pretty sure most payment processors puts that in one report. So back to figuring out how many sales you did. So you make a list of how many sales you have for the month in your recap report, because this is how you're going to predict your income for the next 12 months. You're going to write down how many were new and how many were returning. Now, with that list, you got to figure out, what did you do for those returning customers to come, and what did you do for those new customers to come? So maybe in the month of January, you decided to run a new ad on a new website, or maybe you boosted on the Facebook or Instagram, or maybe you paid for a shout out. Make a quick note under the list of under the transaction number of sales that you got as to what you did that month. So what did you do the same thing you always do, or did you try something new? You got to make a quick note, like a sentence or two, like maybe you ran a Facebook ad, or you did a shout out, or you did a collaboration, or you did a live stream training, whatever activity you did, whatever income producing activity you did to get those new sales and those return customers. Make a quick note under that, because again, if this worked, you can test the same theory the next month to see if you can repeat the same results all over again. Are you tracking? And the reason I say you need to write this down, because a lot of times we get caught up in our head and so many things happen that we forget stuff, right? You be like, oh snap, I meant to do that, I meant to do this, or I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Things gets in the way. So when you write it down in a recap report as to everything that you did, what was your sales, how many new customers, how many repeat, how many new emails did you get, what was the highest selling dates, what was the highest sales of the month, maybe January 15th you made $1,000 that day. You can kind of make a note, what did you do on January 15th to make that $1,000 in one day? You see what I'm saying? By making these little notations and creating a log, you can easily use this as a guide to repeat the process. You can easily use this as a guide to do it all over again, over and over and over again. And then maybe you'll double your resources or double your efforts and get double the income. You know what I'm saying? That's why a recap report is very important as an entrepreneur. You have to know what you did. You have to know what results you got. Otherwise, you're going to be flying by the seat of your pants just trying to figure things out. And you're not going to be able to repeat the results over and over and over again. So, new sales, repeat sales, and what did you do to get these sales? Did you send out an email blast? How many emails did you send? Whatever. Next is we're going to track how many leads did you get. Now, let me break down what a lead is. A lead is a new customer, whether they purchase something from you or not. A lead is a new customer, whether they're a prospect customer, they're a nosy customer, they're a returning customer, not a returning customer, they're a new customer, or they purchase something. Now, in this section, you're going to make a list of how many leads you got for the month. And then you're going to write, so basically what I did here, I wrote number of leads, and then I put a slash, and I put month-to-date leads. Meaning, you write down how many new leads you got, how many new contacts you received for the month of January, and then you're going to put a slash, and then you're going to write how many total contacts do you have altogether. So maybe you have 1,000 emails in your email list, or maybe you have 1,500, whatever number of contacts you currently have as of today. You're going to write that, and you put a slash, and you're going to write how many new you got for the current month. It's important for you to know how many new customers and how many new contacts you got each month, because if you don't see growth, then you know that's a red flag. I need to go fix something in this area. But you will never know you need to fix it if you don't write it down. You know what I'm saying? It's real quick at the end of the month. And like I said, just message me. I'll go ahead and send you the PDF because I'm going to create a spreadsheet. Because this is something that I do, but mine is a little bit set up differently. So you're going to write down how many leads you got compared to how many contacts you have for the month. So let me break it down to what a lead is and how you count a lead as a lead. If you have an email responder, people subscribe to your mailing list, that is a lead. If someone messages you asking you a question, whether it's through social media, or they called you, or they emailed you, or they sent you a text message, somebody who is not a return customer and they're asking you questions, and I hope and I pray to God that you're doing this. When people randomly ask you questions, that you ask them, is it okay to add them to your email list? Because sometimes they'll contact you because they're interested in buying something, but they're not ready to make the purchase right now. That's why they contacting you with questions, and you answer them because you're on your customer service skill. But what you sometimes get is, let me ask this person if it's okay, I can add them to their email list so they can get the monthly specials and any sales that we're running. So if hopefully you're doing this, like, hey, listen, I'm glad to help you with this question. You answer the question, and then you end it by saying, hey, listen, is it okay I can add you to my email list so that way you can get the monthly specials and the deals? And that's how you get yourself a lead. So again, somebody email you, they send you a direct message with questions, they join your email list. Maybe you did a trade show and you was collecting contacts. Maybe you did a raffle, you was collecting contacts. If you're like me, you go out in the street and hand out your business card and flyers, you collect people's contact information. However way you're getting a new person's contact, which means name, number, email, some sort of communication, that is considered a lead. So you need to track every month how many new leads did you get for the month. And then after you write that down, the next step is writing down what date you received the highest number of new leads. So with the example I said earlier, maybe January 15th, I did something special and I got like 100 new contacts that day. So I will write down highest date, highest sale, not the highest sale, highest leads, January 15th. And I write the number. And then under that, you're going to jot down what did you do on that day or around that day to generate those 100 new contacts. Because this is important, because you did something special that day, or something you did or you was a part of that got you 100 new contacts. And you need to write that down. Let me check the my bad. We got 33. We good. You need to write that down so you know for the future, hey, listen, if January 15th, I did an ad on Instagram and I did a webinar collaboration, and then I went to this trade show and did a presentation and it generated 100 new contacts, maybe I should do this again for the next month or the next 2 months or the next 3 months. You see what I'm saying? So you can repeat that success, that one-day success every day, or at least every other week. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't write down your results in a recap report, you won't know how to repeat it. So hopefully you're understanding the value of writing down your results at the end of the month and creating a recap report. You can see what was your best days, so you can do more of that. Because if you don't write it down, we're gonna forget. How many of us forget? Like real talk, we forget people's birthdays, we forget anniversaries, we forget to pick up stuff from the grocery store. Sometimes we forget our cell phone. You're like, oh snap, I left it on a charger in the house. We lose our car keys. We lose stuff and we forget stuff. This is natural. But if you write stuff down, you can't forget, because you're going to see, oh snap, January 15th, we had 100 contacts that day. So let me do what I did that day every day, or at least twice a month, or, to generate 100 leads again. Right or wrong, like, who wouldn't benefit from 100 contacts in a day? Every day, right? We all do. We all want new leads, new customers, new prospects, right or wrong. Say I if you agree. This is something we always want. New faces, new contacts, new customers, new sales, new traffic. But if we don't know how we did it, we can't do it again. So you're going to write down your leads for the month. You're going to write down how many leads you have for the whole entire year to date. So that way you can see whether you're growing or you're not growing. Because sometimes we think we're doing stuff and we think we have success. And then when it comes to tax time, we be like, where did the money go? Right? But if you wrote down where every penny went for every month, then you'll know when it comes to tax time, like, okay, well, most of it went to this because I invested in this training or this business or this, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you write it down, you'll know. You won't be like, you get your check and you're like, where did it go? You do your refund, right? And you're like, I made $100,000 and I don't remember where it went. It happens. We do it. We like, I made money. Where did it go? Oh my God. So track the leads for the month and for the current year to date, and then make a note as to your highest date on whatever day you got the most contacts, and then a little sentence or two as to what you did to generate that. Next, you're going to track is your website visits. So let me break it down with here. Let me talk about people that have a website. You have a website. What I suggest, and if you don't have this, it's okay. You can get this. Google Analytics. It's free. Google Analytics is a free website tracker software with Google. And it can connect to any website. It can connect to most email automations too. But Google Analytics will track how many people visited your website, what days they visited your website, what they clicked on, what time, what location they at. They're also going to track how long they was on your website. They also track what else? Visits, locations, or what pages they visited. You know what I'm saying? So it's important as an entrepreneur for you to know how many people are visiting your website. Because I hear this a lot as entrepreneurs. Oh, I don't, nobody goes to my website. Nobody's buying anything. Oh my God, how am I going to get people to my website? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of entrepreneurs say that, especially newbies. But if you have Google Analytics, just go to google.com and just type in Google Analytics and sign up. It's free. There's no cost to this. That's why I say everybody should have this if you have a website. If you don't have a website, I would assume you have at least an email automation account, was like MailChimp, ConvertKit, MailerLite, whatever. You can also link Google Analytics to some of them. If they have a landing page, I know if you use lead pages, you can link Google Analytics to lead pages because it'll track your website visit too. Nose itch, my throat itch. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just a mess today. So make sure you have Google Analytics, period, because it's going to track your website visits. So I wanted to give that note real quick. 2, whether or not you have a website or not, everybody got Facebook. Everybody got Facebook. I don't care if you use Facebook, you don't use Facebook. You got Facebook. Everybody got Facebook. You got a Facebook fan page. So what you also want to do is add, you want to Google. Facebook also tracks how many people visit your website. So I'm going to give you a tip, and hopefully you're writing this down because it's going to be kind of fast. On Facebook, if you go to the tab, the little the little triangle where you're trying to sign out, if you click on that, have the menu drop down on the top right. In the middle, you're going to see Ads Manager. So ADS and Manager, like Facebook ads. You're going to go to Ads Manager. When you're going to open that up, if you haven't never used Facebook ads before, it's going to prompt you to create a free account. It's free. Go ahead, create a free account. If you used it before, then you have no problem. It's going to take you right to the menu. Next, you're going to go to the top left, and there's going to be three lines going across like that. It's going to like a tiger claw round, right? You're going to click on that menu, and then the menu is going to drop down. And you're going to go to the bottom, and you should see a small arrow. If you click on that, the menu opens wider. Somewhere on the right-hand side, you're going to see pixels, like the movie Pixels, Pixels. So you're going to click on pixels. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add pixels to your website, to your email landing pages, as well as, so your website and any email landing pages that you have. And what the pixels does, it also tracks how many people visited your website. It also tracks how long they've been on it, as well as also tracks what pages they visited, and if they purchased products, and if they hit the contact button or whatever. That's a whole nother training, but everyone should have Google Analytics, and you should turn on your pixels on your Facebook on your Facebook app. Go to your website, go to your Facebook page, and activate pixels under Ads Manager, because that also tracks who visits your website and how long they've been on there. The magic behind the Facebook pixels is because what it does is every time somebody visits your website, it adds a tracker to their IP address. So that way, when you start running ads, you can only run ads to anyone that visited your website. Boom. I just helped somebody make some money. Y'all like, what? Yes. So even if you're not ready to run ads yet on Facebook, you want to go to Pixels. And if you missed it, watch the replay. You want to go to Pixels and follow the instructions on how to add the pixels to your website. It gives you clear instructions on how to do it. Where you can start tracking people that visit your website. And then when you're ready to run ads, you can only run ads to people that visited your website rather than promoting, paying for ads to cold traffic, which is people that never met you. You can run ads to people who are familiar with you because they visited your website. So I just want to drop that nugget before we talk about tracking website visits. So back to the recap report. You're going to track how many people visited your website in a 30-day period. And this is important because you want to make sure that you have people visiting your website. I mean, how else do we get paid, right? You people got to go to your website and, give you their credit card information. But if nobody's really visiting it, then you have to take a hard look at yourself and figure out, okay, what I need to change, what I need to fix, what I need to rearrange, what I need to stop, what I need to do more of. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this recap is very important. It goes back to knowing your results and seeing what's working, what's not. Otherwise, how else are you going to repeat the process to continue to generate income? So in your recap report, you're going to write down how many website visitors you had altogether for the month. And then 2, you're going to write down what day you had the most visits. So again, maybe January 15th, I did a sale or a special or I did a webinar, whatever I did that day, and I had like 800 people visit that day. So I want to make a note, January 15th, 800 visitors on my recap report. So I know since that was the day I had the most traffic, I can focus on doing more of that activity for the next month. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to write down what you did on or around January 15th or whatever day you had the most website visitors and make a note of that. So that way, for the next month, when you start planning out, I want to make $10,000, $100,000, I want to make $5,000 in one day. Look at your recap report for the last few months and create a plan of action. Like, okay, based on my results from January, the 15th, when I did X, Y, and Z, I had 800 contacts and I had like $1,000 in sales. So let me do what I did this month for the next 2 months and see if I can duplicate those same results or better. Is it making sense? Why it's important to write down your results, your numbers, your stats, create a recap report and write these things down, because this is how you predict your future. This is how you predict your income. This is how you can double or triple or quadruple your income. Because once you know exactly this mathematic equation to generating that money and you have it written out, nobody can tell you nothing. They can't be like, oh, it ain't gonna work. You can be like, girl, bye, look, I did it in January. I can do it again. What? And then you repeat the process. And you can be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Now you know what you have. And the results, not the results, the outcome is going to be different from person to person. Maybe you do great on Instagram. Maybe Instagram is your thing. You could say, you know what? I made most of my results from Instagram. Let me fall back from everything else and just focus on my energy on Instagram. Or maybe it's YouTube. Maybe your focus is like, I got a lot of my leads from YouTube. I got a lot of my sales from YouTube. So let me fall back from all the other stuff and put my energy on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Each platform that you use to promote your business, that you drive traffic, that you get sales, is going to be different from each person in each business. But at first, as a brand new entrepreneur, you're going to try everything just to see what the hell works. You know what I'm saying? And that's normal, because we may not necessarily have, so you may not necessarily know, we may not necessarily have a business coach that can tell you, do A, B, C, and D. You know what I'm saying? Because as a new entrepreneur, we're more in the DIY state. We're just trying to figure stuff out just to get. But if you write them down each month, your results, okay, this would work. And let me give you a quick example. I know I started blogging, I started writing a blog, and I started sharing tips on how to grow your social media page. And it wasn't nothing fancy or advanced. It was just basic stuff that some people know and some people may not know. And then I shared a free PDF of an ebook on Instagram Secrets, how to grow your Instagram page. So in my blog, I had a what's the content upgrade? So I had a content upgrade, meaning anybody that was interested in learning more, they'll sign up for my mailing list, and I'll give them the free ebook. So I posted it on LinkedIn, and I forgot about it. I was on some LinkedIn group, and I posted the link, and I completely forgot about it. And then I want to say at least 2 weeks later, I kept getting these email signups for my mailing list, for my membership program, because I have a free membership program on my website. And I had all these people signing up. And I'm just like, where are these people coming from? You know, like, I'm not mad that they're coming, but it was just a lot back to back to back. So I'm trying to figure out, like, where are these people coming from? And then somebody messaged me on LinkedIn about something. And I'm just like, what? You know, I forgot I posted on LinkedIn. So then when I look back at my end of the month results, I had at least like 400 people visit my blog. And out of that 400, at least 10 of them shared the blog. And I was just like, oh, and then in the LinkedIn Messenger, in the LinkedIn group, there was like at least 100 comments, you know. People was writing stupid stuff like, oh, this, you can find this on Google, blah, 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 foolishness. You know, there was mostly bad, but some good. But the point was, you know, I shared the free blog. I didn't ask for no sales. I wasn't trying to get your email up front. I shared with you the value up front. And if you wanted more, give me your contact so you can get more, you know. And then it was a free membership program attached to it. And it was crazy. I got all this traffic on my website. And had I not looked back at my results, now I know, okay, if I want to get more people to sign up, let me post another free blog. Let me add another free email opt-in. And then let me post it in a LinkedIn group so I can get people to read my blog as well as get people to share the blog. So now I know the hack for that. What? But if I didn't track my results and I didn't see how many people visited and see how many people shared and see how many email contacts I got out of it, I would have never known how I got all these contacts, which is why it's important to track your stats. So back to the recap report, because we should be at 48 minutes. We're about to wrap up. So you want to track your website visits. You want to write down which day you had the most website views. And you're going to write down 2 or 3 sentences as to what you did on or around that time to generate those leads, generate those visits. And then finally, no, not finally, sorry, it's 2 more. Then we're going to track our social media stats. So best thing about Instagram is Instagram will tell you if you haven't upgraded to a business account, which is free, you can sign up on Instagram. I think you can go into settings and, play with it, figure it out, and look for business account. What they'll do is they'll tell you how many people viewed your profile, how many people, click the link in your bio, how many people click email, address, how many people hit contact. It tells you these stats. So you don't have to really do much but write it down. So you want to track your stats at the end of the month. I do this week to week with Instagram. How many people view my profile? What was the best post that got the most views? What had the most contacts? I do this week to week. So this is something that I do week to week. If you can't week to week, it's okay. You can do this month to month. But again, same thing. You need to track your results. So you want to track your Instagram followers. How many new followers you got for the month? How many you currently have as of now? You also want to track how many profile views, how many people viewed your profile. You also want to make a note which Instagram posts got the most views and which one got the most comments. And the reason for that, when your Instagram post, when you see exactly which one got the most engagement, then you can make a note, let me write more stuff like this. Because you know what the people like. They're telling you, hey, I like this compared to that. So you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to post more of this, so you give me your money. They're telling you, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't track these stats, you won't have no idea. You're like, I don't know. They're telling you, but you have to write these things down. So you're going to track your Instagram followers. You're going to track views. You're going to track which Instagram post got the most comments and which one got the most likes. Sometimes it's the same post, sometimes it's different posts. And then the reason I do this week to week, because I know if this one got the most posts or the most views, let me post more of this. Are you tracking? And then you can direct them to click the link in your bio to sign up for your mailing list or to buy your product or your service. So this is how you get the money, the exposure. You're going to do the same thing for Facebook. How many new likes did you got? Which post got the most views and which one got the most comments? So you can post more of that. If you're on Twitter, same thing. I don't know. I think Twitter has analytics. I don't know. I don't use Twitter like that. I'll track followers. I'm not a fan. I don't know how the analytics work. So you got to play with that. So if you're a Twitter person, you would know. Same thing with YouTube. If you're a YouTuber, you want to track how many subscribers you have for the month, how many new month, and how many you have total. Which video that you posted in those 30 days got the most views, which one got the most comments. So that way you already know for the next month, you can post something similar to what you did the previous month so you can repeat the same results. Are you tracking? And last but not least, the last two, same thing with the blog. You want to track your blog, how many viewers you get, how many people shared it. And you want to make a note which, I don't know, depending on the blog may tell you which day you got the most views. I'm not sure, depending on which platform you're using, but you want to track which day had the most views and excuse me, and what you did to get the most views for that day. And the last but not least, you want to track how many emails, you want to track your email results. So whatever email autoresponder you're using, it tells you. This is why I use the autoresponder, like MailChimp, ConvertKit, Infusionsoft, MailerLite, doesn't matter. Pick one. There's a million, right? If you're unsure about email lists and growing your email list, I have a free PDF in my link. It's the top 10 list builders, so you can download that for free. It'll tell you all the platforms, all the top platforms, and it breaks down the costs and the features. So all that is done in the PDF. So back to tracking your emails, your email campaigns. All email autoresponders tell you exactly how many people opened your email, how many people clicked on it. So what you want to do is you want to track how many emails you sent for the month, how many were open out of all the campaigns, how many opened, how many people opened it. You want to track how many clicks, and then you want to make a note which email got the most opens and which email got the most clicks, because something in that email triggered people to do the activity. So you can identify what you did in those particular emails, you can repeat the process the next time you send out an email. Because maybe it was the subject line, or maybe it was the offer, or maybe it was the time of day you sent it. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have to analyze what you did the previous month so you can determine what you can do more of so you can get the same results. And then make a note as to what you did, like we just talked about. So we're going to wrap up. We got about 6 more minutes. Everybody got any questions, you feel free to ask them if you're on Instagram Live. Excuse me, Jesus. I made it because it's almost gone. If you're watching the replay, you can send me a direct message. If you're on our membership program, you can send us an email. If you're on YouTube, you can send us an email at diva@thedivaspeak.com. I'll definitely be here to answer any questions. So that's for the question portion. So we're going to do a quick recap. So we talked about creating a recap for the month, every month, to track your results for your business. When you track your results for your business, how many leads you got, how many sales you got, how many new customers you got, how many new contacts, how many new offers, how many new opportunities, how many new followers. When you write it down on one sheet of paper, what you can do is you can predict the future as to what you need to do to generate that income again, to generate that result, to repeat that result over and over and over again. So we're going to wrap things up. If you have any questions, feel free to answer it. Outside of that, what we're going to do is I'm going to create a spreadsheet of everything we talked about today. Hey, so that way you can download it. But you got to message me. You got to email me and say, hey, I want that spreadsheet, and I'll go ahead and send that to you because it's not ready as of yet. So if you're watching the replay, just message me. If you're watching, any of our platforms, this will be up on our membership page. You can go ahead and click the link below this video to download the spreadsheet. So that is the training for today. We talked about how to track your income, how to predict your future and double your sales at the end of the month. It's important to know exactly what you did the month prior so you can repeat the process over and over and over again. And you can create that income machine, right? Because we're here to make money. That's what we're here for. So we're going to sit down and let you know you can go to link. You can click the link in our bio and go ahead and sign up for either one of our offers. We have a free book called Expert Secrets. You can download that. Not download that. My bad. You can you can get the book for free. It's a free book. You just have to pay for shipping and handling, which is $7 and change, and they'll ship the book to you for free. It's a physical book. We also have a free PDF for the top 10 list building tools. So if you're interested in growing your email list, or you're new to email marketing, or you're trying to figure out how to generate leads online, the top 10 list building tools is a great resource. It's a free download, which shows you all the top 10 email autoresponders and landing pages and softwares and places that you can go to purchase lead magnets. Meaning, instead of you creating an ebook, you can buy an ebook for $7 and you can give it away. What? Yes, God, how you doing? What? Y'all sitting here like, I don't gotta make an ebook. I could buy one. Yes. You could buy one already put together for $7, and you can offer that as a free opt-in to grow your mailing list. So again, you can go to link in our bio and sign up for the free list builders tool. I don't know what it's called. I need to update that, but I know I got like 3 minutes. So outside of that, I want to thank everybody for getting on. You guys were awesome and amazing. And my phone is frozen, and it's okay because we're just gonna wrap up here. That's it for the day. We're going to be back here tomorrow, and we're going to talk about, how to start a business, how to grow it, in different ways. You can generate income without spending a whole lot of money. Outside of that, I want to thank you guys for being on. I'd love to get your feedback. Just share with me 2 points that you learned and 1 point in improvement in our post. And we'll give you guys a quick shout out and show you some appreciation. Till next time, we'll be back for the Business Summit, which is a free ongoing training that I do on Instagram Live and YouTube Live. You're also welcome to join our membership program, which is a free membership on my website. Go to thedivaspeak.com with no S, thedivaspeak.com, and you can join my free membership program where I have a lot of tools and tips and videos and PDFs and other free resources on there. So I created this resource guide online so you can have a place to get information if money is an issue from buying it. Because I'd rather see you have success doing something rather than wasting time and money on energy on things that don't work. So thank you guys for getting on. Till next time, God bless. Talk to you soon.